Hello everyone, I thought I'd read the next part of the fan fiction I just did. The todobaku, no, not todobaku, sorry, todobaku. Yeah. I love the last one, and I really wanted to make the part 2. Also, thank you guys for 2 subscribers. I didn't realize someone subscribed to me until I really started my channel, because I don't really pay attention to who subscribes to me. Well, before I didn't pay attention to who subscribed to me, and I realized I had someone subscribe to me already, and I did not know that. So thank you for ever subscribing to me before I started my channel, and thank you for the person that, I think the name was Gotcha Love something, I think. But thank you for the amazing comment of, you said something along the lines of, give me a second. They were looking for like a todobaku and todobaku's bottom, and they said do part 2, and this is why I'm doing part 2. I swear, this I'm gonna be like another 20 minutes. Oh, also, like with this some stuttering. But I do some stuttering whenever I don't know a word. Like, I'm not a really good reader. I never have been. But yeah. Let's just read this because I really want to read it right now. I better turn the air off, shouldn't I? And I'm using my Xbox so I can read these stories. It's the easiest for me. Let me turn this air off. I would add music in the background, but I don't know what to add music with. Actually, no. I'm going to add music on this fan fiction, because I thought, and hopefully it's not too loud, and hopefully it's not too quiet. It's going to be like relaxing music. It's nothing bad or anything. I don't really like doing bad music. I mean, I listen to bad music, but I don't want to have words bumbled up together and stuff. Alright, let's just do this. Oh god. Okay, I gotta find my story. Okay guys, I want to get this out of the way while I'm logging into my computer so I could put the music on. I just wanted to say that I do not know if this is an 18 plus, but you guys will know if I put 18 plus on the side. I do not know this, but you guys will know this. Before the video starts, you will know this because you will read it in the title. Yeah. But just want to get it out of the way because I don't know. Which I'm pretty sure it is because the title is called Tease. So I think it might be. Which I know there are going to be cuss words in this because we all know Bakugo Katsuki. Yeah. But I'm putting the music on right now, guys. Well, in a few seconds, guys. Let's just get on to the video. Wait, also, sorry for the long intro. Alright, guys, I hope the music's not too loud, but let's just get into this. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Bakugo's PRV. Whatever went on between me and Icy Hot yesterday, I want so much more of it. Except I expect it to be laughed at, or I don't know, what not happened. I've never exposed myself like that to anyone before, and it was so easy with him walking in a goddamn challenge. But honestly, it was worth it. He felt so good inside. I hear a small groan from behind me. He had fallen asleep next to me, holding me by my waist, close to him. I didn't want him to move from that spot. But Bakugo, his words were silently slurped while he was still asleep. Yeah, I mumbled back. Thanks, he said, shoving his face against my neck. Not like I was complaining. We sat in silence a little longer until he got up and walked downstairs. I missed his warmth already. I would have followed him, but I was exhausted. I wasn't planning to stay this long, but it kind of just happened. I told my mom I had to stay over for extra training at the... I lost my plot, sorry. Over for extra training, and that I'd crash at Hair of Brain Shoto was hiding me out until his family leaves. Coast is clear, he poked his head in the doorway. I groaned and rolled over, facing down from his door. He didn't say anything. I thought he was gone until I felt his arms wrap around me. He kissed my forehead and kept his arms on me. I rolled over again to face him better. I opened my eyes a little to see him. Good morning, he smiled and hand running through my hair. Morning, I said back, trying to sound uninterested. Wake up. He shook my shoulders. No, please. He kept leaving small kisses around my face and neck to wake me up. I rolled my eyes and got up on my elbows. What you doing? What you want, Icy Hot? You. He nuzzled his head into my neck playfully. Back off, Icy Hot, I stuttered. Back off, Icy Hot, I stuttered, trying to hold myself back. Fine. He stood up and walked off back downstairs. I already missed him. I forced myself off the bed to follow wherever he went. I stumbled out of the room, looking around. He was sitting and watching TV. Downstairs, I limped down and wrapped my arms around his neck from behind. Hi, he kissed my arm. Can you just lay with me? I groaned, putting my head on his shoulder. I wouldn't take you somewhere. I wanted to take you somewhere, actually. That piqued my interest a bit. Where? Oh, now you don't want to go to sleep all day, he teased. Shut up, Icy Hot. Tell me where. It's a surprise, please. He dug his nails into my arm and lifted his head back up to look at me. Was that hot to me? Why was that hot to me? What the fuck is wrong with me? I leaned in to kiss his nose, lightening his grip and bringing a smile to his face. I walked around the couch to sit next to him, keeping his hand in mine, and then cuddled next to him. I really was still tired. I wasn't much of a morning person. Hungry, he asked. I nodded. He took my hand and brought me to the kitchen. He grabbed me by my legs and put me on the counter next to the stove. Surprising me, he got some eggs out of the fridge, put them on the opposite counter of me, then reached over my shoulder to grab a pan on a shelf above me. His face was inches away from mine. I leaned in and planted an innocent kiss on his lips. He jolted back in shock, but leaned into it. setting the pan on the stove so he could wrap his arms around my waist. I wrapped my arms around his neck and my legs around his waist, keeping him where I wanted him to stay. He bit my lip for entrance, and I teasingly denied him, moving his hands up my shirt, the warmth of his hands making my body shake in pleasure. I pulled him closer to me and tangled my fingers in his hair. He bit my lip again, and my mind was too blank to deny him access. He slipped his tongue in my mouth. A few minutes later, we both removed our lips for each other's. For breath, I leaned my head back. Against the cabinet, jumping back forward when his lips attacked mine. Icy hot, I yelped, squeezing his hair in my hand. He kissed and bit around my neck for a few seconds until he bit down on a part that made me moan. He attacked the spot, leaving what I could only guess was gonna be a wicked hickey. He pulled me halfway off the counter so that I could be supported by my back on the counter and my ass pressed against him. I've always liked the way he looked, but he was especially pretty from this angle. He leaned down and kissed me again, pulling at my boxers. I yanked at his t-shirt, signaling I wanted it off. He did what I wanted, then pulled my boxers off completely. He held my this is where it gets 18 plus, guys. It is 18 plus. Okay. He held my member in his hand and played with the tip. I gasped in his mouth and tightened my grip in his hair, arching my back at the sudden touch. He pushed his hips down with his hand and stroked my member slowly, kissing me rougher than before. I leaned into his hand, wanting him to go faster. He was apparently slow. Needy, he teased, letting go of me altogether. He started focusing on the food, leaving me a ornery mess on the counter. What the fuck are you doing? I barked, sitting up. No. I lost my spot. Sorry, guys. Well, you were so needy, I thought you needed a second to cool down. I jumped off the counter and pulled him towards me, sloppily kissing him and pushing himself into for a fraction. He pushed me away and continued as if nothing had happened between us. I was at a loss for words. I picked up my boxes and put them on, walking upstairs back into his bedroom. I closed his door behind me and laid on his bed, flopping with my boxers to get them off me as quickly as possible. If he wasn't going to help me, I'd have to do it myself. Before the chance to reach my height, I heard the door open, and I jumped under the covers, hiding my face in the pillow. Who said you could do that? I heard Icy Hot Co. from the doorway. Fuck him. I laid in silence, keeping my face hidden. I knew it turned bright red. I felt an arm plant itself next to me, and I knew he was on top of me now. He pulled the blanket from under my head and forced my face out of the pillow. Baby, he sang, putting his lips to my neck. Fuck you, I groaned, pushing his face away. I'm about to, he groaned, pulling me closer to him. He crashed our lips together and groped my hair, pulling it slightly as I wanted to object, but instead let myself melt into his touch. I wrapped my arms around... What the frick? My arms around his neck and pushed him closer to me. He pulled my arms away from him and pinned them down above my head. He forced my hips down with his knees and pulled away from the kiss, keeping us connected with a string of saliva. You really want me to fuck you that so badly, he mocked, biting my ear. My mind was too blank to speak. Instead, I nodded my head more times. Then I needed to get my point across. He smiled, accomplished of making me speechless, and slowly got off my hips too fucking slow. I whined a little at his pace, and he stopped again. Problem? Faster. You aren't making any demands here. Got it? He growled, gripping my member tightly. I nodded stupidly again, my face still bright red. I kept quiet except for the occasional whimpers from his touch. He trailed his fingers to my hole and slowly put one in, making my body go heavy with pleasure. I pushed myself onto his fingers. I didn't care how needy or slutty I seemed. I just wanted to be fucked so bad. He didn't spend time teasing me, and instead added another finger. Soon after, a third, scissoring them inside me. He kept fingering me, knowing I was ready. After a while, knowing I was ready, and I couldn't keep myself quiet anymore. Please, Icy. What's my name? He asked, pushing his fingers against my prostate. I gasped and threw my head back, biting lower bed hard. I asked you a question. Shoto, I mumbled. His name nonchalantly, fighting against his hand holding me down. You're so fucking dumb. And I'm barely touching you, fucking asshole. Asshole. He let go of my hands and lightly gripped my throat. Not enough. Cut off my breathing, but enough to convince me he would. You must not want me that badly, huh? No, I do. I pleaded, grabbing his arms with now free hands. Act like it then. He let go of my neck and pulled his fingers out of me. I could feel tears forming in my eyes. I wanted nothing but to make them go away. I wasn't about to cry in front of Shoto. He got tired of teasing and pulled out his member, pressing it against my hole. This is what you want, he smiled. I didn't know what he asked. As long gone, everything in my mind was spinning. I stopped caring about the tears in my eyes. The moment he thrust into me, I let go of any self-control I had. I held his hair as tight as I could. In one hand, I locked our fingers with the other. I pulled him into a sloppy kiss, making our teeth clash together I had the faint taste of blood in my mouth. He started moving, making me moan in his mouth, and loosening my grip on his hair. He tried to break the kiss, but I bit his lip to keep him there. He still pulled back and managed to get away from me. He pulled my hand from his hair and pinned it above my head again. My head was facing away from him, and my eyes were barely able to stay open. Shoto gripped my face and forced me to look at him. "Don't look away from me," he demanded. I nodded once again and kept my eyes locked on him. My stomach coiled. Shoto came. No, fuck. I could barely control my body. It wouldn't be able to stop myself from coming. Shoto can't hold. I barely got out between moans and pants. "You're doing so good, almost kitten." He arranged. He assumed. What? He dropped the act of being mean and held my face in his hands. I started tearing up again, and all of what was left of my energy was put into controlling my body. "Please," I cried out, putting a stop to fighting him. He didn't answer for a minute, then leaned into my ear and said into my ear, "Okay, you can gum for me." With his permission, I let go of the gum on my shirt and game on my shirt, on his chest and stomach. My body was trembling, and he came shortly after. He put his forehead against mine. We were breathing heavily together. "You okay?" he asked, pulling out and getting off top of me. I nodded and kept my eyes on the ceiling. My body still shaking. My mind was still blank as fuck. And I was getting incredibly embarrassed by how needy I was. I just fucking cried because of it. "Come on," Shoto said, getting up and picking me up bridal style, walking to the bathroom. He sat me down on the edge of the tub and started the water. He helped me take my shirt off and put me in warm water. Not even a thank you for fucking you so well, he joked. "Go fuck yourself," I muttered, resting my head on my knees. Why do that? Why do that? I have to help out. I stared at him and refused his help with washing me off for the rest of the bath. I couldn't stand up. What the frick? Okay. Up by myself and let him carry me to his bed. He tossed me a new pair of boxers and said that I could wear anything from his drawer. He left me alone to take a quick shower. I put on the boxers and walked myself to his drawers. I pulled out a hoodie that was going to be 5 times too big on me and didn't bother with looking for bottoms. I put the hoodie on and laid down on his bed, fighting treacherously and refusing to fall asleep. And that is part 2. That was great. hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, this is by Bakugo PNG. I really hope you enjoyed, and guys, I will be watching this video, and I'm not retaking this video at all, but that's beside the point, and yeah. Hope you guys really enjoyed as much as I enjoyed reading it. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this story so good. Like, whoever made this is, well, the person that, well, Bakugo PNG, you did really good at making this story, I got to say. I really, really, really do love and enjoy reading it. I enjoy it a lot, reading it. And I also enjoy listening to me read it because it's just so great. I like listening to stories instead of reading them, but I like reading stories too. And yeah. And I did skip some words because I didn't understand them, so I kind of put them in my own words, so like, don't come at me, people, if you've ever heard the story before. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I forgot to mention, I will not probably be doing stories at nighttime. And if I don't get a story, and if I don't never really do a story, I will have a pre-recorded video almost every day. If I can't record, I will just post the video, like, it will be helpful and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!